Lou
Once
out here looking like a
again,
pilot with
once
his
again.
headset. Yes, sir.
We'll be landing in New York in about 45 minutes. Everyone, please buckle up and put your seatbelts on and strap in. Enjoy the ride. Once again, thank you for buying Spirit Airlines. Flight 367. This will be the last flight. And we'll be final destination JFK.
What is a Spirit
Yo.
or some shit? What's going on?
That's
He said
exactly
it
what it
was
was. It was
Spirit.
Spirit.
Oh man,
Spirit's last and final
That's what Philly
flight
and Atlanta need to be
from
flying from now on.
Philly
Spirit.
to New York. It was a short 45-minute flight. I'm just assuming here. I don't know how far it is.
To Cancun, that's right.
They fly to Cancun. That's facts.
Courtesy of the New York Knicks.
Courtesy of the
First class.
New York Knicks.
Matter of fact,
Man, you guys are so kind and send them out first class.
No, I was about to say, never mind. I take it back. We ain't even gonna send them first class. Send them a couple of camels.
Yo, that's
Can the camels even make it that far? Can the camels even make it down towards like Texas to go through the border?
That's not my problem. My problem is that we've already supplied them with ways of getting there. It's up to how the camels get there. After
you supplied them with the means. They got to figure the rest out. I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? That's how it goes.
And that's going to be a struggle. Let's just say that. To say the least, it's going to be a struggle. But ladies and gentlemen, speaking about struggling, welcome back. Episode 22, the Lack of Control podcast. You already know who the boys are, man. Lou, Armani, Khalil, we're back another one, another week. We got a couple things to talk about, a couple things to discuss today, per usual, as always.
I have an announcement. I have an announcement.
Buckle
this
up.
is a public service announcement.
You're gay?
So the other day, I'll make it quick. The other day, I was had got invited to a basketball event, right? I went to this basketball event. It was a fun basketball event. Actually, someone here on this podcast also attended this event as well. And during this basketball event, Armani. During this basketball event, we happened to play. Someone got blocked, and not only did that person get blocked, he also pulled a James Harden. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't understand what I mean by James Harden, I'm going to take you back to the time that James Harden went and guarded his own player. His own teammates. Ladies and gentlemen, that is exactly what Armani just did. He got blocked, didn't know where he was at, and started to guard his own teammate.
Whoa.
That is what Armani does.
Talk about
it wasn't right after the other.
Pure hoops.
It was. No, are you sure? Are you?
What I will say is, I did pull a JR. I did guard my own teammate. That is true because I was locked in and I seen ball.
Shame.
I said get ball. So I did do that. I'll take it on the chin. I did do it. But
I just want y'all to know the defensive player of the game.
What I will say is, Khalil also did block me. That also did happen. That happened. I'll take it on the chin. But Khalil, who scored more, me or you?
See, I'm gonna go ahead and say, like, I'm not brought onto the team for defense. I mean, for offense. I'm not brought onto the team for offense. They know that. I'm not out here shooting threes. All right, damn it. I'm 5'9". I'm getting rebounds and steals, and they rely on me to do that. So what does that say about you? Okay, Mr. 6'3", you can't get rebounds, and I'm getting boards over you.
Whoa! I did get more rebounds than you too. Did get more rebounds. I did get more rebounds.
I'm over here fighting with the Twin Towers. You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
this guy's 6'3", and my boy's 6'3".
I'm 5'7", bro.
It's crazy.
See, bro, you ain't let me get no rebounds, bro. I remember you saying
5'9". Thank you very much, ladies. I'm a 5'9".
I'm only 5, whatever you is. I'm only 5'7", 5'8".
But that was my PSA, man. That was my PSA.
Rebounds. So.
Ladies and gentlemen, I was not there. I can't chime in on this topic because I was not there. I didn't hear anything about it until today. I just know they went to go hoop. I can't defend Khalil.
I was like, yo, I'm gonna say it.
And I can't defend Armani.
I'm telling the world.
If anybody knows me, I'm a big accountability person. So you did block me.
Just know you got blocked by a 5'9".
But
blocked by a 5'9".
To be fair,
yes, sir.
My boy called himself Royce the 5'9".
That's all you did. But that's cool. Good job.
But if
that was the highlight of his Saturday.
If I'm not mistaken, I also believe we won that game. If I'm not mistaken. What was that? And if I'm not mistaken, you won how many games that day?
Ooh.
Why are we talking about the
Thank you.
team performance? Why are
Thank
we
you.
not talking about individual performance? Let's talk about the individuals, all
At the
right?
end of the day,
There's no I in team. There's an ME in that motherfucker.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, but there's an ME in that.
There's an ME in that motherfucker. Shout out Shaq, man.
I wasted enough
Well,
of
no,
you
not
guys.
shout
That
out
was my
Shaq.
public
Shout
service
out Kobe,
announcement.
because Kobe's the one that told Shaq that. Actually.
Yeah, Kobe's.
So, shout
Yeah.
out Kobe.
But yes,
R.I.P. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna be, we're gonna talk some NBA playoffs because you already know that it's going down. It's getting to the nitty gritty of things right now. And then we're gonna talk some UFC, NBA draft lottery results. Boy. And yeah, but Khalil, I think you got some things that you wanna talk about first before we get into the sports topics. So let us hear it.
Let's get into it.
Real quick question for you guys. So I just want to run a question by you. Would you rather be filthy rich and ugly, or dirt poor and the best looking person in the world? And no, there's no loophole. You cannot get plastic surgery to fix yourself because you're rich. That you got to stay ugly.
You said ugly or rich or handsome and poor?
You fuck ugly. Like you look atrocious. Like they look your way, type shit.
Oh damn.
You ugly. Like I don't know how else to put it. Well, I didn't know. Ugly's ugly.
I feel like that's an easy decision though. Then I'd rather be poor and like, how good looking am I? Like, am I like a model? 10 out of 10 perfect?
Yeah, it seems like you gotta be, if you're gonna be that dirt ugly, you gotta be 10 out of 10 in every type of category. Yeah. Like,
then I'd rather be that because I could just use my looks to,
there's no loophole. He just finished saying there's no loophole.
No, I said you can't get plastic surgery, but you can use your looks to move up in the world. So what I will say is I'd rather be poor and look good looking because I could use my looks to get rich. And then after I get rich, now I'm rich and good looking. Now I'm lit. Now I'm the king of the world. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'd rather that.
I mean,
Lou, what say you?
If you put it in that perspective, I guess I would probably say the same, right?
These guys.
Let's be real though, because if you're ugly and you got money, how far is that really gonna fucking take you? Like, you ain't gonna get no females or males, depending on whoever it is that's here. Yeah, but it won't be what Let's be honest, right? Like, it ain't gonna be what you're looking for. You're gonna have to settle. Right? You're not going to have, in your mind, you won't have any standards, or you will have standards, right? You will, but you're not going to be able to get to those standards. So it's kind of like, yeah, I'd rather use my
yachts in Miami. That's all I'm going to say.
Nobody here considered that. What if you could be ugly and extremely smart? Really? Damn. So it's all about looks for y'all?
Yeah, but you could be pretty and smart.
That's my point that I'm saying is y'all didn't think about that.
You didn't, but we didn't, but also too, it's like, again, how far does that take you other than you getting more rich? Like, that ain't gonna get you. That ain't gonna get you a female that in your mind and in your eyes is bad. You know what I'm saying? And if they are with you, we all know why. We see it frequently. Beautiful women being with duds of men. And you're like, why? And then we kind of see why. But he has a Rollie, has an AP, has a nice car, pays for everything when they go out. She doesn't have to pay a fucking thing, let alone maybe even have to work, because Buddy's taking care of it all. So we see it day in and day out, man. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay, fair point.
So, what about you? The one that's asking the question. What about you?
Oh, me?
Yeah, you.
Man, I'm trying to be ugly.
So we all fucking agree.
Yo,
I'm ugly. What you mean? I got money. Y'all gotta see me. I'm good.
Oh well, no,
I ain't gonna have no legacy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so you running from the babies
because
the bloodline stops here.
It stops here. You feel me? Like, that's it. At least I'm invested.
Hey,
I'll adopt some kids if they let me.
You might have to do shit without conversations, my friend.
Yo. Hey, it is what it is, man. It is what it is.
It
But we
is
get straight
what
to
it
basketball. Let's
is.
get straight to basketball. Draft lottery. Yes, Lou. Man, what's exciting? I feel like Lou, this is mainly for you, honestly. And I'm gonna get straight to it. Really, Washington Wizards came up big. They got the number one draft pick, which is crazy because if you really
Low-key a
with us
Wizards
and we
fan.
rewind all the way back, I for sure was a big like, man, that whole AD trade, blah blah blah. Wizards, they ain't gonna do nothing. They ain't gonna be at best just to play in like team is what I said at best. But with this number one pick, I mean, could this change some things?
Definitely can. Definitely can, with or without AD. No matter if you know what, and in reality, at this point, let's be honest. It's probably best that they just move on from AD. That the trade was just to, I wouldn't even say clear up cap because what they traded away doesn't amount to nothing of what KD is making. You don't want to have a disgruntled star, and honestly, a star that is injury prone now be a part of that young nucleus that's going forward. Trae Young is the odd man out when it comes to like the age, right? He's older than the majority of the team, but he's still not in his mid 30s, right? You could still get a lot more basketball out of Trae Young. And he's a building block. It's not saying that you got to keep him long term. He's just a building block to get you some wins, get you to a certain spot, and then let those young guys kind of see how it is to be in the NBA, see to play and be taking big shots in the big moments, and then let them take over. Now, in my opinion, I think what they need is AJ DeBansa. I think that would be the perfect pick for him. But I mean, I think we all saw his reaction when the Wizards were
He didn't look
announced
too happy.
as the
Yeah,
first
he
pick.
didn't look
He
happy
didn't
at
look
all.
too pleased. And it's you also don't want to bring in a young guy that's going to come in there and not give his all. I don't think it'll benefit him. If he were to get drafted there and walk around with his head hanging low, there has been rumors that they might discuss trading back, which could help them too. Because you wouldn't just get that first round pick and not get a player back in return. They could probably get a young, nice piece alongside that number one pick or alongside whatever other pick they get for the first pick, which they could eventually go after a guy that does fit, does just want to go get in the NBA. Doesn't matter where he goes and go to work. So, um, I think it's written for them, for Washington to start making a leap in the East by getting this getting the first overall pick. Whether they keep it or not, I don't think that they'd fall back no more than 3. Um, so it's all left to be seen, honestly.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
no,
I
for
agree. I
sure.
mean, changes need to happen. AD being placed over there. I mean, didn't really. I don't even think he really played that much. Did he even play though? Well, he
He
was
didn't
injured,
play at
right?
all. No, he didn't play at all.
Yeah. So realistically, I mean, you can easily just move that around. Yeah. That all I can get over is really AJ's face when he saw that it was going to be the Wizards. He was not happy. I mean, I
Nah.
agree with you, Lou. You don't
Too
want a new player
bad.
coming into the organization and having it. That's how I feel about it. I feel like,
Too
I mean, you're
bad.
getting drafted,
It's
so but
yeah.
you could possibly do something with it. I mean, what's he play again, Armani? What's AJ's position? Like actual position?
He's a
Power
three.
forward?
He's like a
Is it?
three.
Yeah.
Is it three?
Yeah,
So I
he's
mean,
like
like
a do it all
who's your
three.
okay? So I mean, what would that look like ideally? Let's say he was going to the Wizards. Got Trae Young over there, obviously. I mean, you're a Wizards person. I feel like because you were a big guy. I talked about Bilal Coulibaly. Question
I'm
like,
dead.
what
Nah.
would that look like for the Wizards though? And honestly, like how does that look? How does that lineup look with an AJ?
Well, I mean, what you got Trey, you got well, it's both Treys. You got Trey Young, Trey Johnson, AJ DeBonta, AD, and Alex R. To me, it's a match made in heaven, if you're being honest. Yeah, he looked pissed, but he's gonna be like that. I feel like a lot of these guys they end up being pissed because you're never gonna go to a good team when you're that talented. But once they spend time in that organization and spend time in that city, they start warming up. Like for example, Jaw in Memphis, like he warmed up to that city. Yeah, he hated it at first, but he warmed up to it. Like a lot of other guys, honestly, who goes to these
Fair
terrible
point.
organizations, but they end up, liking it, and it's hard to leave. Um, well, I will say too, in regards to Utah getting the second pick, because I know a lot of people are saying, hey, no, yeah, like go get that number one pick. Try to force AJ to Utah because he went to high school, he went to college there. But now that I've thought about it for a little bit, like low key, I actually think it's a match made in heaven for them to get Darren Peterson. Because if you think about it, let's say they were to draft AJ DeBonson. Now you got Laurie Markkinen and now you got Triple J at that jam, like with the wings. And to me, I
Mhm.
feel like it will be a better fit if you were to have a Keontae George, a Darren Peterson, Laurie Markkinen, Triple J, and Walker Kessler. To me, that lineup fits way better than if you were to throw AJ DeBonson in there. So to me, the Wizards and Jazz actually got it made right now when it comes to the guys that will fit there. And then after that, the draft will fall in line. So it's honestly, both players are going to
Fair
have a
point.
great organization. Well, not organization, a great situation for them specifically when it comes to the 1 and 2 spots.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
I mean, I think AJ DeBonsa going heading to Washington. I mean, on paper, like the talent is there. Like you're like, oh shit, that's scary hours because he could eventually still take over that number, like being the number one on that team. Because as of
Oh,
right
yeah.
now,
Oh, yeah.
even if he were to get drafted there, no one's gonna sit here and convince me that he's guaranteed the number one guy. And the reason being is because Washington hasn't they've drafted guys that were supposed to be the number one guy for years now, ever since they've been in purgatory. So and they haven't. They've just turned out to be decent players, good players. But Alex Sarr has improved year by year. Um, game by game, he's improved. Trey Johnson started off the season slow and then finished off strong. Bilal Coulibaly is starting to find his own in the league now too. He's gaining, like, I think with him was more strength and confidence, and he showed that this year. You're getting an established player like in Trey Young. I'm not really gonna hone in too much on AD because I truly don't think he's gonna stay there. I think that they're going to end up
Yeah.
trading him.
Yeah.
And if they do trade him, I think that what you trade him for, you can still get young pieces to fit that timeline with that team if they go after AJ DeBonsa. I wouldn't be mad. Like I said, I wouldn't be mad if they traded back and they went after a guy like Caleb Wilson or Cameron Boozer. But
Who?
when you can hit a home run with AJ DeBonsta, it's like it's kind of hard, man. You can't pass that up, and you got to kind of
Yeah.
in
Nah.
these visits and in these workouts, you got to try to convince him and let him know and see the vision, because that's the thing is that I don't think he's seeing the vision of that team and where they could really truly go. Because, buddy, you go to Utah. Utah still has guys. You got a guy that's established and is proven himself and had an emergent season in Keontae George. You go to Memphis. I mean, come on, no. You go to Chicago. Maybe, but he doesn't want to fall down to 4. You know what I mean? And he won't fall to 4. So
I just
it's
thought about
the
it too.
best outcome for him right now is Washington.
Yeah, and think about it too. It's two things with Washington and the Jazz. One, Washington also is going to have a decent bench with Bub Carrington and Keyshawn George coming off the bench. Those guys have been developing
Yep.
really good, and they're getting better themselves. And also with
Yep.
Utah, I forgot another guy that plays a similar position to AJ, Ace Bailey. They got Ace Bailey there, who
Oh
again he
yeah.
also
Holy
Forgot.
had a slow
shit. Yeah, that's
start,
right.
Forgot about Ace
but
Bailey.
he towards the end of the year he started showing like, okay, this is why he was projected to be a top 3 pick early on last year. So you got to fight
Mm-hmm.
for minutes with Ace Bailey, Lauren Markkinen, and Triple J, bro. That's going even as a first pick or second pick, that's going to be tough. So again,
Yeah.
Washington is a match made in heaven. You could beat out Bub Carrington and Keyshawn George for that 3 spot in the starting lineup. And then after that,
Oh
y'all just
yeah.
gonna have a solid all around team, like you said, Lou, with or without AD. Because I'm assuming if they were
Yeah.
to trade AD, they would get some solid pieces for him. So yeah,
Well,
but
no
also
household
my
names, but
sleep,
pieces to complete that team, I think.
yeah. And I keep saying, look out for Caleb Wilson to potentially be the third pick. I do think that could happen in Memphis, because to me he plays like a more athletic Triple J. So I could see them essentially drafting him to be the Triple J replacement, and then also Boozer to the Bulls will also be like a cool storybook ending too, because his dad played there. So I would like to see
Yeah.
that too. Like I would personally, just for selfish reasons, Wilson at the 3, Boozer at the 4. Like that would be the perfect top 4 in my opinion.
I mean, his dad also played for Utah, so that's where he basically made a name for himself.
Yeah, but we know that's not happening.
Yeah, I mean,
With
it
the,
wouldn't make sense for him to go
yeah,
over there.
yeah.
Yeah, it just wouldn't. Outside of that, I mean, also big news on that. I guess you could say the Pacers, they fell out of the top four.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
shit!
That's another thing too. So I mean,
Sad news for Indiana fans. Now hold on.
yeah,
Let's hold on. Let's pause there because how if you're a Pacers fan, how much of a fucking smack to the face would it be after realizing and seeing that your team is not going to pick in the lottery, right? And then your owner or GM, whatever Kevin Pritchard is, goes out on Twitter and says, "Sorry guys, I made this trade
yeah, I
hoping
saw
that we were
that.
gonna do this, land the pick and whatever, because in the East you need a center, whatever this, that, and the third. But we're resilient. We'll get
Idiot.
past this,
Idiot. Oh my
dude.
God, he's an
Like
idiot.
what? Like you don't. First of all, you're already at public enemy number one at that point. As
Yeah.
soon as 5 landed and it was Clippers, it was already a slap to the face to the Pacers fans. And then now you go on Twitter and you say that shit. It's like, bro, like,
You didn't even
don't
let
get
it
me
play
wrong.
out.
Do they? Yeah, yeah, yeah. He didn't even let him marinate. Like, don't look. Do they need it? No. Would they have been great? Yes. For them to have gotten a top 4 pick. They don't, because you got to remember, Zubac didn't play when he got traded there, so we don't know how he's going to perform with Indiana. We could only assume based off what we see with him in the Clippers. You're getting Halliburton back. You're getting him, assuming fully healthy, hopefully
That's
speedy
assuming you're getting
recovery.
him back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Assuming he's fully healthy and he's back in, conditioning shape and all that good stuff. You still got Pascal. You still got Aaron Neesmith. You still got Andrew Nemhard. I was about to call him his brother. Andrew Nemhard. You pretty much still got that same team healthy now with the
Can you count
Zubac
Obi
added,
Toppin?
which Obi Toppin, another one that was a key member of that finals run. So you know what I mean? It's like they didn't need it. It just sucks knowing that you could have had it, right? It just sucks.
Bro, after
But I think
spending
it
a
was
year
slap in the
being
face. I think he should have never. I think he should have never tweeted
bro,
that out. Should have just let him stay
I
quiet.
agree. And after a year of being one of the worst teams in the league, and you're not even coming out of it with a lottery pick, that to me, that's the biggest slap in the face. Like it would be different if the Pacers
Yeah.
like ended up having an embarrassment of riches, and this year they were a good team, and for whatever reason they just traded a lottery pick away because they didn't need it. That's one thing. But to see what Halliburton is going through, not only with the ACL,
Mm-mm.
or the Achilles, but also with the shingles, and then on top of that,
Mm-hmm.
again, you've been one of the worst teams in the league all year without him. And not only that, but it's not like you just gave away the pick to go get Zubac. You gave away Benedict Mathurin. You gave away that pick. You gave away another first round pick, and you gave away a second round pick. Yo, that's a lot of value for Zubac, which he's what, 31, 32 now? So how many years are you really going to get of Zubac after trading away all of that? And you traded away that pick in one of the best draft classes in a long time, bro. One of the deepest drafts in a long time. So to me, even when they made that trade, I looked at it kind of sideways. I do understand they needed Zubac, they do need a big, but at the same time, bro, what's the point of tanking? What's the point of being a bad team if you're not even going to be able to make the selection? And then you're gonna like again, you're missing out on Benedict Mathurin. You're missing out on another first round pick later on, and you're missing out potentially getting a guy who could help your team not only now but in the future. And then who's also to say, hey, yeah, you guys land with the fifth pick. Maybe you could have went and got somebody better than Zubac because now at that point that pick is even more valuable because the team knows what they're
Yeah.
getting in that pick. So you probably could have got even more than that, or you could have probably got somebody even better, or even gave away less. So honestly, that whole trade in general, that's just a botch job. Like that, yeah. The Kevin Pritchard, you played yourself, bro. It would be honest.
But now the question arises though, if you're the Clippers, who's the ideal like guy? Like for me, if he manages to land outside of the top 4, you have to, without a question, like the ticker when it comes to each team's pick, you shouldn't last more than 30 seconds and turn in that card, and it better say Caleb Wilson.
Oh yeah, but he won't
Like
fall
it
that
just
low.
has to. No, he won't. He won't. He won't. But
If he
you know,
does, yeah, I
especially
agree. If he does, it's a no brainer. Take him, no
yeah,
brainer, bro. And
facts.
on top of that,
Because
honestly, after the top four, is gonna be kind of more like guard heavy in like towards the middle of that top 10. So if I'm the Clippers, obviously you got Darius Garland, so you don't necessarily need a point guard. I would low key consider trading down to get more assets, especially knowing you're not going to have control of your draft picks in the near future. Trade down, get more picks, get more pieces so you could, fill that roster and build your roster for the future. And potentially dangle Kawhi to see what you can get out of that. Where's the Clippers future picks going right now? Do we know? Do we know where their future picks are going now? I think they gave I think they already conveyed all of the OKC picks, but where are the future picks
I
going?
think that.
Is it Cleveland for the
I
Harden
think
trade? I mean, not Cleveland. Where did he go? Philly maybe?
Well,
For Harden?
I think the Clippers, the Oklahoma City Thunder pick at 12 is from the Clippers. So that's their
No, yeah,
last
but after this
pick that
year.
they gave out. Oh,
Okay.
after this year, I don't know. Yeah, that I don't.
Yeah, I
Whoever
don't know
has
about
their
after this year.
picks,
I
go
know.
try to
The
get them back.
order.
Whoever has them, go try to get them. Say dangle Kawhi and be like, yo, we'll give you Kawhi the trade back for our future, and then just rebuild around whoever you get this year. That's if I was the Clippers, that's what I'm trying to do. Go try to get your
I mean,
picks
right
back, bro.
now it seems like a lot of the mock drafts have them picking Keaton Wagler out of Illinois, which it's like, why are we going after guards, bro? You guys have Benedict Mathurin and you have Darius Garland that you could build around. They both started playing really
That's why
well
they
when they
should trade
landed with the
down.
Clippers.
Yeah, that's why they
I
should trade
agree.
down,
Yeah,
bro.
but it's like, but you know what though? I don't think Lawrence Frank's ego would allow him to do so.
Yeah.
In
And if
my
that's the
opinion,
case, go get A
it wouldn't
Cuff.
allow
Go
him.
get the talent. If you're gonna draft a guard, go get A Cuff. Just bring in the talent and figure it out from there. Like, don't even try to sugarcoat it. Don't try to be cute with the pick. If A Cuff is there and he's the best player on the board, just take him. Because we all know Darius Garland and his injury history. So hey, that might be an insurance policy going forward too. You never know.
Yeah. I mean, they got Darius a cuff right now going to Brooklyn at 6, which would be a nice fit. I think him and him with that young the problem is that I think they botched the draft last season. Last season I think they really
Oh
botched it
yeah.
by
Oh
drafting
yeah.
a
Yes.
bunch of guys that didn't belong to be on that team,
Five guards,
let
bro.
alone 5 guards, and then now you would end up
Idiots.
drafting Darius Akuff, and you're just adding on to that roster with guards. But I think Darius Akuff, assuming that they keep Michael Porter Jr., I think that'll be a pretty solid tandem right there, because I think Akuff is NBA ready. In my opinion, he's NBA ready.
Oh yeah.
Like, just off his physique, just off his explosiveness, I think that he's NBA ready, and I think it won't take long for him to stamp his name in the NBA as one of these young up and coming guys.
Igor Demin, also, I think he has potential too, though. That's the one guy that they
From the
drafted
Nets?
last year to where when I watched him, yeah,
Yeah,
Igor Demin, that's the one guy I looked at and I was like, okay, he got potential. It's not quite there yet, not quite NBA ready, but he
he showed
can be a
flashes.
good player for you. Yeah, he showed flashes.
Yeah.
Um, but
And I mean,
yo, when they met,
to be fair with him though too, he went to the right situation, because no other team I think would have given him the opportunity that Brooklyn did.
yeah, I mean, surprisingly, considering they drafted 5 guards, so surprisingly, he got
Good point.
the
Yeah.
opportunity. Yeah, bro. But
Yeah.
honestly, Brooklyn having 5 first-round picks, knowing this was going to be again one of the best draft classes in a long time, and you actually drafted all 5 picks and drafted 5 guards, bro. Everybody need to be fired. Whoever's in that front office, all y'all gotta go, bro. Because to this day, I don't understand how y'all could have made that decision and not have traded some picks to get prepared for this draft. You know what I'm saying? So whatever. It is what it is. But yeah, Lou, I agree. If Darius
Cleveland
Acuff
is
is
naive.
there, go take him. If you Brooklyn,
Yeah.
take him if you
Facts.
anyone. Honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. Good point. Yeah. Especially after the top 5 from 5 on, got to.
Yeah, bruh.
Yeah, I just hope hopefully these picks get you put to use. Honestly, that's one thing we wanted to see. Hopefully, you see these teams, they acquire these players and see what these players can do for these teams. It's gonna be new blood, age of the monster, possibly. I mean, like you guys mentioned, maybe if they trade some things around. I think the Wizards thing, when you put it out to me, when you kind of answered the question earlier about what would a lineup look like, that is a pretty solid lineup for the Wizards. Honestly, it's not bad. You do like, you got to think about it at a young standpoint too. Is that, yeah, you may not be going to the best organization, okay, but maybe the whole idea is that you go there and you turn it into one of the best organizations. I'm not saying that's what he can do. I'm not saying that's what he's gonna do. I'm saying that's something that's possible, a possibility of. So that's something that you have to look at if you're even a young star. I'm assuming you probably have to look at it that way. Like, okay, I'm not going to the best organization, but at least I got to go there, see where I can implement myself, my style, and see how I can get this franchise on that winning streak. Really, I mean, it's not like they're going to a sorry team based on what they have on paper. You know, like you mentioned, Trae Young is not a sorry guard. You know, you've seen what he's done to the Knicks in the playoffs. We've seen what he's done for Atlanta Hawks for so many years. So, you know, maybe what does that look like with the AJ Demanstia? And then on top of that, you do have players off the bench, which we've seen it already with a lot of these teams that are strong. Like, they have a solid bench. The depth chart that's what kind of wins a lot of these games. So yeah, I think it's gonna be an interesting draft, y'all. It's definitely gonna be an interesting draft.
Let's
Caleb Wilson is a future
what do
All
you,
NBA guy. Don't say I didn't tell y'all so. He's going to be an All
let's
NBA guy.
what do you guys think? OKC manages to get in the lottery once again at 12, and like how I mentioned earlier on that last pick that they got from that Shea Gilgeous Paul George trade, being at 12. I think we could all agree that they're still gonna somehow, some fucking way, they're gonna
That
draft
franchise is
somebody.
gonna be good for a good 20. I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
bro.
20, not
Like
20. They're gonna be good to like 2031.
they're just gonna
Like that,
manage to
they
find a
have.
gem, and he's just gonna add
Yeah,
on to that roster, add more power to that team. And as of right now, they got Yaxel Lendenberg heading over there,
yeah. That
according
franchise
to
is
these
gonna
mock
be set
drafts.
for a good half decade, man. I don't
I
think
just
anyone's gonna
can't
be able to catch up
believe,
with that kind of franchise.
bro, honestly, I just can't believe how much of a basketball savant Sam Presti really is. Like, the gyms,
It's crazy.
and hey, props to the OKC scouting department too. We don't know their names, but also they're probably the best scouting department in the NBA. But bro, Sam
The
Presti
unsung
has
heroes.
managed to find guys like AJ Mitchell, who in his second year is hooping. He's going crazy. They've managed to trade for Jared McCain, who we all knew was a good player. Philly just gave
Came
him
from the
up for.
Sixers.
Yeah, they managed to get Jared McCain. They managed to get J Dub, who was a 12th pick. They managed to get Jalen Williams, who was also a later pick. They got Cason Wallace, who was a later in the lottery. Like, a lot of these guys that they've taken
Lou Dort.
haven't been the first picks. Lou Dort, who was also undrafted. Like, the only
Isaiah
top pick that
Hartenstein.
they've really gotten is, well, he's a free agent, but yeah, same with him. Bro, the only guy that they've gotten that was a top pick was Chet. Chet was the number 2 pick, but other
You
than
know who
that, the rest of
who
these guys
AJ
was
Mitchell
later in the lottery.
was traded from? Did you guys know who AJ Mitchell was traded from?
Who?
Fucking New York Knicks.
Oh, yeah, but
You
y'all
guys,
don't
you guys,
necessarily
you
need
guys
He
him.
had
was
no time to show him develop to see his development.
But no, it just goes to show
Yeah,
exactly what Armani said. Sam Presti is an amazing executive. He knows exactly what he's doing in that office. I think, yeah, you really can't. He's probably going to go down as probably the greatest of all time when it comes to that particular position. Honestly, hands down.
If he's not already in that conversation, because
and
shit,
and
Yeah,
what
I
he's
there's
done in
mean,
so
guys that's
little bit of
not
time.
playing. There's guys that's not playing that are
Yeah.
actually really talented in OKC, like Nikola
Aaron
Topic.
Wiggins,
People don't
Isaiah
talk about
Joe.
him. Aaron Wiggins, Isaiah Joe, they actually just drafted a big last year who tore his ACL, who's probably going to be the Hartenstein replacement. So Sam Presti, he's really like looking ahead also because he knows he's not going to be able to
Yeah.
keep all these guys. So they're also drafting guys to replace certain people that will be leaving here soon. So honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they were to try to find their Caruso replacement because also Caruso is probably not going to stay unless he takes a vet minimum. So we're gonna see, y'all. We're
Yeah.
gonna see, but what we
at
do
this point,
know
it
is no
really
one's
doesn't
safe
even
when it
matter
comes to
what they do.
OKC.
At this point, it really doesn't even matter what they do, honestly, because their future is already set up for so much success. Like, they have draft capital, they have trades that they could make if need be. They have players if they need to trade for. They have picks. They got everything, honestly. I mean, this team is loaded for a hot minute. I don't think anyone's going to be able to slow them down as far as just to keep what they have going on. I don't know any other team that has as many picks as they do. Does San Antonio have that many? Didn't they used to at one point?
They're the
I don't
They've
think
had
next
so.
not as many,
closest.
but
San
weren't they like close
Yeah.
Antonio,
though? Okay.
Yeah, it's San Antonio, Utah, Houston was at one point.
But the
I don't know,
majority of
they
San
still may
Antonio's
be.
picks are theirs. OKC has a mix of theirs and other teams, so it's like that's what's making this even more scarier, even for years to come, is because they're always going to find a fucking gem, no matter if they're picking fifth or if they're picking 26. They're always going to find a gem that's going to be like a key part of that rotation, and they're going to make an impact. You can't say we can't assume that San Antonio, if they pick anything past from 15 on, that those people will actually make an impact in the rotation right away. But with OKC, we've seen it for years now. All these picks that San Antonio has had has been within the lottery and has been like highly coveted rookies coming in. So luckily they've panned out, but no, Sam Presti just hasn't missed yet, not once.
Yeah, that's a fact. But moving on though, I mean, yeah, Sam Press is great, but you know who else is also great? You know what else is also great? You know, a team is also great.
It's coming.
Man, I don't know, in case you didn't know that, man. The New York
The
Knicks, man,
Bockers.
swept
Ugh.
the Philadelphia 76ers, the Knickerbockers, yes. They did a fantastic job in the round two, honestly. I'm not going to sit here and get all extremely hype and everything like typical New York fans. That's not something that I'm trying to do. I think that's something that we got to be happy that they've gotten this far, honestly, because we all know the talk when it comes to the fans, when it comes to the team, when it comes to ups and a lot of the downs that they've had, decisions that were made in the past. So we get it. If you weren't there, now you know you're caught up to speed. Whatever. Point being is they're on a 7-game winning streak right now. No, sorry. Yeah, 7-game winning streak right now. They haven't not only done that, they are doing excellent on their defense. They've picked that up. They're shooting threes, kind of like how the Celtics were at 1.2 as well. Um, it's crazy. I mean, you got guys coming off the bench like Deuce McBride, Landry Shamet that are able to help that team do what they need to do to get the win. Especially when you have players like OG that were injured. Where previously times before, which is why I say depth is such a huge thing. I mean, previously before when OG was out, the team would struggle. A lot of things would happen. The offense wouldn't be able to move. They didn't know who to give the ball to. It was all about Jalen Brunson. Now it seems like you got a cat out there delivering assists, getting 10 assists almost not every night, but he's getting up there and he's able to facilitate with the team. Their chemistry seems to be really, really good. So I like what I see. Not only are they playing really well with chemistry and on offense, but they're also able to uh, uh, blow out these teams with these points. I mean, these leads that they're growing. Now, granted, the Sixers were beat up. We know that they went through a 7-game series with the Celtics. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, "Oh, the Sixers were a formidable team." They were already beat the fuck up. We all know that. But for the Knicks to do what they did, considering all of the grief that they've been given, like, "Oh, they can't do this," that Jalen Brunson's too small, Cat's too soft. We all know it. I always want people to say it too as well. It's amazing to see what the Knicks are able to do right now. Hopefully, they can take this energy going into the next series, whoever they face, whether it's the Cavs, whether it's the Pistons. Everyone's all saying they want it to be the Pistons because ideally, I mean, I think people want to see that matchup: Pistons versus the Knicks, Detroit
I'd
versus
much
New
rather see
York.
that.
I think that's an exciting matchup, but we got to see what's going to happen between the Cavs and the Pistons. But I'm excited for the Knicks. Shout out to them. Great win, great sweep. That's my little bit right there for the Knicks. That's all I can say. I don't want to get too overly hyped.
Yeah, I don't wanna dive too much in. Like, it's the second year in a row that they're going to the NBA Eastern Conference Finals. So kudos to them. They were able to also do it. Hey, and I'm first to admit, to do this again, even with a new coach.
I agree. Now on the
Now we're
flip
starting to
side of
see.
that, though,
Now we're starting to see what I was talking about with Mike Brown. Don't say I ain't tell y'all
here we go.
so.
Before
I
before
told
we get into that,
y'all.
because it's not going to be,
I've
it's
seen
not
this
going to be
before
that.
though with
What?
Mike
What?
Brown. I've seen it
Wait.
before.
Offensively,
It's
I
not over
said
yet.
no. Wait, no, I know, but I'm saying offensively,
Okay.
Mike Brown is a lot more better than Tibbs was. He's a lot more versatile and he's able to
Yeah,
give you that high octane offense. Even if Lou, I agree, his leadership in terms of like being a leader of men isn't the greatest. His defensive schemes also aren't the greatest. However, New York does have the personnel to overcome that defensively. So that's not really the biggest deal. But offensively, I feel like Mike Brown has finally unlocked that squad in terms of again, being explosive, high octane, and getting open threes consistently. So I
Yeah.
think we're finally starting to see that offense come together under Mike Brown. Because to me, they're starting to look like that Kings team that made the playoffs and was extremely explosive offensively. So we'll see if that
Yeah,
continues, though, going deeper into
I
the
would
playoffs.
piggyback off of that. I would piggyback off of that, and you brought up a good point. Is that he probably unlocked something? And again, we're not in the locker room. We don't know shit internally. We don't know anyone in the
Oh
rock. We're not
yeah,
getting inside scoop or anything like that. But who knows, man? Maybe this guy really did turn a corner and realize like, yo, if I want to be taken serious as a head coach, and if I want to keep my job, and even if they don't keep me here, be able to go to another team. Because Mike Brown, in perspective, he's pretty young for a coach, right? So he still has a lot of years left to coach in the league. So it he could have turned the corner. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? He probably just spoke to some mentors or some people that have been successful in the past in coaching and shit, and brought up the issues that's going on internally, and they kind of gave him some insight and some tips on how to go around that and how to overcome that. So it and if that is the case, it's definitely showing because to sweep a team like Boston after Boston came back from 3-1 from I mean, sorry, 76ers
Philly.
came back from a 3-1 deficit against Boston and beat them, but then goes in the next round, lose all 4 games
They
in
were beat up.
fantastic form because the Knicks won every game. Like
Minus
it
that
didn't.
game two. That game two was pretty close in the Garden, but that
Yeah,
was the only other one.
yeah,
But
but
I
the
get what
Knicks
you're
stuck
saying. I get what
together.
you're
The Knicks
saying.
stuck together, and they were able to overcome that. You know what I mean? When
I agree.
in years past, we've seen that they do end up crumbling and losing those games, and they're sticking together. They're playing. They're moving the ball, which we weren't seeing much of that last year
Yeah,
in
I
certain
agree. It,
situations, especially in late game
Sixers were
situations.
down. I can't beat them up too much. Sixers were not
They were
really a full
down.
team. Paul George. I mean, they were down as far as like you mean Tyrese Maxey was injured. He had that ligament issue going on in his finger. You can't forget about that. And I mean, Joel Embiid did just recently have another surgery not too long ago and
Oh,
just came back to play from that.
man.
So he really. Hey, look! This is me as a Knicks fan standing up for the Sixers because I'm not here to beat up any team realistically unless it needs it. But the Sixers were already beat up. They weren't a strong team going into the second round. And to be playing as consistent games as they were, there weren't breaks in between these games
Everyone's
because they're
beat
in
up
round
at
two.
this point.
So
That ain't no excuse.
I get that, but if you look at the Sixers
Everyone's beat
compared
up.
to other teams around the league, all right. Well, there's no arguing with this guy. But what does this mean, though?
Nah, I'm just
What
saying,
does it
like
mean, though? What does this mean?
but to say that they were beat up, OG didn't play a game. Like every team's beat up. Luca's not playing. J Dub's not playing in OK.
Yeah, but
Everyone's beat up.
that goes with depth too. They don't have the depth either. They were beat up and they don't have the depth. I mean, they couldn't match up toe to toe. I mean, their backup center is Andre Drummond, who was nailing a couple of wild threes in the beginning, maybe within the Celtics series. But I mean, when you got a versatile big, and dare I say, when you got a versatile big like Karl Anthony Towns and Joel Embiid not able to move the fuck around, like he's going to do the shit that Karl Anthony Towns does. He's going to do his euros. He's going to take his wild shots. He's going to take his threes. He's going to facilitate the offense because he does those little trick passes. Like that's what Karl Anthony Towns is going to do. So when you don't have a center that's versatile, that can able maneuver, which Joel was not able to do. I mean, you saw him. He was standing around there on the court because he was gassed. He was done. He was putting up more work he was doing in the Celtics series than he was in the Knicks series. He already gave up. It was already a wraps for him, honestly. He put up more effort in that Celtics series than he did in that Knicks series. Now, granted, that last game 4, he did, I believe, go 100% from the line, but his effort was ass. Right? Rebounds was ass. He was standing around. He wasn't really doing much. You could tell his maneuver was kind of already kind of hurting. I think he had fell on the floor and someone fell on top of it, all kinds of shit. But it's just like he wasn't playing 100%. And on top of that, he
Was he
wasn't
hurting
playing
for his
his
squirting?
best game. Whatever was hurting for. What does that mean for Philly, though? I mean, what's this look like? He signed for the next 3 years. You got Paul George over there, Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, which is now a rookie, now going to be in his second year coming up. What's this look like for the Sixers? I mean, obviously they just recently signed Paul George, so he's still there too on a high ass deal. I think the top 3 players right now are paid that are Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, and Paul George. So what does this look like now for the Sixers? I mean, you get past the Celtics after years of not being able to win one in this game 7, then you get swept in the second round. So how do you turn around from this? What changes need to be made?
everything. Just untouchables
Blow
is
it up.
Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe. Everyone else is food at this point.
Expendable.
Yeah, they gotta move on from Joel Embiid. That process era is over. It didn't work. They tried it out. They tried it out, if anything, in my opinion, too long. I think Daryl Morey got to get up out of there. I necessarily
I
don't think
agree.
Nick Nurse is the problem. I don't think he's a bad coach for that team.
We've seen him win them.
Yeah, we've seen him win. I think he's a good leader of men. I think people respect him. But you could only do so much with what you're given, and you having a guy that's getting paid and demands so much, like Joel Embiid. There's only so much as a coach that you could really do. And
the fans, they don't even want to be there. It's bad.
Yeah. I mean,
if they keep that up, it'll be New Orleans.
Yeah, I just think that they need to run the show with Tyrese Maxey. I think I wrote it in our group chat yesterday. Is that he's already been given the back seat already too many times once he got drafted. Still having Ben Simmons, then you pick up James Harden, then you pick up Paul George. You're basically indicating to this young man, after he's performed and gotten better every year, you're just displaying and giving him that vibe like, oh, you guys don't believe in me. And I think he's shown that he's good enough to run the show for that
team. The franchise player.
And I think VJ Edgecombe, it could be definitely one of the best Robins in this league to their Batman. And Batman is Tyrese Maxey, and VJ Edgecombe as the Robin. And look, and when one doesn't got it going on, the other one is there to support. You just build a good nucleus around them, and I think that they'll be all right. But I think Paul George needs to go. Paul George, you got to just cut your losses, trade them, and get whatever the best offer that you can get, which probably won't be much for neither one of those two.
Send them back to the Pacers.
You got to just let them go. Let them go and take what you're getting and move on.
The thing with Pete, I agree with like moving off Embiid, and for the most part I agree with moving off of PG. Only caveat to the PG thing is what can you really get for him? And honestly, I think to move off of PG, you're probably going to have to attach assets to get off of him. You know what I mean? So it's like with PG, I feel like with him, I mean, so far this year, like the young guys have been saying, he's been like the vet. He's been like the guy who's been teaching them how to be pros and how to be professional and how to go about being in the league. So Embiid, I agree. Get out for him as quickly as you can, because we've seen what that looks like. We see the end of the road every year of what's going to end up eventually happening is his body breaking down. But with PG, if you're at the point where you actually have to get off of assets to move him, then I feel like maybe don't be in as much of a rush to get off of PG, just because of the value he's bringing other than his play, which is being a vet in that locker room to those young guys. Um, what I also will say is too, if when you do move off Embiid, I'll try to say potentially try to keep Quentin Grimes, because he's been doing his thing in terms of bringing that value off the bench, and really helping them out when it comes to having that scoring punch. Especially after you just traded Jarrett McCain, now you're at a point where you low key gotta keep Quentin Grimes. So, that's what I'll say. I agree
whatever it is he's demanding.
Yeah, you just gave him all the leverage. You just literally gave him all the leverage.
Yeah.
So, Daryl Morey also has to go, because the moves that he's been making within the past couple of years to me have been crazy. Other than drafting VJ was really the only thing that he's done well in the past couple of years. So, Daryl Morey got to go, and we'll see how this goes for Philly, bro. But Embiid, I don't know where you're gonna trade him. I don't know who wants him. But you can't keep him on that team, especially with the emergence of Tyrese Maxey this year for sure.
Gotta cut him. Moving over to the West, man. We got a little bit of a scuffle, I guess you could say. And not really a scuffle, more like a lights out. It was like UFC before we actually get to the UFC. Man, that boy Nas Reed took a nasty elbow from Victor Wembanyama in that Spurs versus Timberwolves game, which obviously ended in tying up the series for the Timberwolves, 2-2. But it also did reward Victor with his first ever career ejection, foul flagrant number 2. So he was out. According to the cameras, it looked like he didn't even know what that meant. They actually, it looks like Scotty Barnes. It's not Scotty Barnes. Sorry, it looked like Harrison Barnes had actually talked to him a little bit and said, "Yeah, man, you're gone." So crazy, man. Ejection. I'm kind of curious what you guys' thoughts on that ejection. I don't want to dive too detailed into it, but you guys think that was a flagrant 2 warranted, or you think it was just basketball play on? Armani, I'll
Oh
let you
nah,
go
he
on this.
deserved
I'll let
it.
you go
He
first.
deserved the flagrant too. I ain't gonna lie. Like what he did the wind up, did the.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Did the
Yeah.
better world peace, bro. I ain't go. He did the better world peace. He,
yeah.
yo, he.
No,
I'm gonna
innocent
be
afterwards.
honest.
I didn't know what I was doing. Yeah, you.
He did deserve it. However, if the refs were doing their job 5 seconds before that, that would have never happened. Because the thing is, even other than this game, throughout the entire series, Minnesota has gotten physical with him, but low key, they've gotten overly physical to where they're tucking his jersey, grabbing him. You seen in that play before he elbowed, they were like literally hitting him, grabbing him, and low key, he just got frustrated and said, "Fuck it," and he did the elbow. He shouldn't have done it. It was wrong. Like he did deserve the ejection after that. But I texted out in the chat when y'all was like, when I told y'all he was ejected, and I was like, yo, that's bullshit. Because before that, there was like 4 fouls that should have been called before he did that. So as a young guy, you do gotta keep your composure. It's the playoffs. Like you're too valuable. They do need you. In my opinion, the Spurs would have won that game if he stayed. But at the same time, yo, refs, I know it's playoff time, but y'all gotta make those calls, bro, because these guys are gonna end up taking things into their own hands and getting frustrated. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on that, bro.
Fair point. Fair point. Lou, what say you?
I mean, I think yeah, I agree with Armani. I think that he still needed to get ejected regardless because he doesn't get no superstar treatment. There if you're gonna make that call for one guy, no matter the stature of who they are in the league, you got to give it to everybody. It doesn't matter how big or how small they are in regards to how they're how they're viewed in the NBA. It was a clear wind up. Um, he got him right in the face. He could. What if he would have got him right in the temple? That would have been a
Facts.
possible concussion.
Or
And
worse.
then yeah, or worse. The report did come out that he's not going to get no fine or no suspension based off that.
No
So I mean,
suspension.
that's good, right? Because then at least we still get an even out series. Um, Anthony Edwards did go off in that game, arguably so,
He
right?
did.
Because he was able to attack the paint. He was able to attack the
Mm-hmm.
paint now more freely because they didn't have nobody to really
No
stop him,
7'6" giant.
yeah, or to fucking have somebody blocking the paint. So maybe that's a reason why. But now the series is
What's
tied, so it's
what's this
now
say
it's
now
fair game.
though? What's this say now for Minnesota? I know obviously that it's game 5 now, so they're going to go back all the way to San Antonio. But what's this say for the Timberwolves? Do these players now get upset like, damn, like Victor Wembanyama didn't get suspended from the game? That's crazy. Are you protecting the superstar, not caring about the well-being? Or are they looking at it on the opposite end more so like, all right, bet, so we're going to play physical too?
Yeah.
Just
Yep.
like that.
That's what they have to do. They have to do that, and they also have to tell themselves like, hey, we're still in the series now. So you
Well,
got
they
to
did
play your best
eject him
basketball from
too.
here on out.
They can't be mad because they did eject him, so he did get punished for it.
No,
They did.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you
I
know what I
just think
mean. So
they just gotta buckle up. They just gotta buckle up and
I'm
know
just
and
yeah,
understand that the
That's
series
true.
is tied and they're still
And
in
and
it.
to make sure I'm clear, nobody's saying this is happening. No one's saying that they're upset about anything or anything like that at all. Again, we're not reporting any rumors or anything. This is just really one idea. But that is something that we're going to be looking forward to. Obviously, we're happy to see the superstars play because let's be honest, if Wemby's not playing in the series, just now we're just going to be seeing an Anthony Edwards versus the Spurs essentially. So
Yeah,
I'm not saying that organization isn't good. I'm just saying we want to see the stars play. We want to see Wemby play. So it's good to see that they didn't suspend him. I honestly don't think he should have been suspended. I'm actually happy that he's going to be playing because, again, I want to see the sport of basketball. I want to see them participate. And we all know we want to see OKC versus the Spurs. Like, that's what we're all waiting for is OKC versus the
give me
Spurs.
that shit, bro. I think we're all
But,
waiting for it.
yeah, man. 2-2 series. They go back to San Antonio. It's hot right now, man.
It's
It could go either way. Really.
What did Cade say? What was it? Was it
Best
last
of 3
year?
now.
Last year when they had Malik Beasley in a post game conference, they were like, "Hey, don't touch me, I'm sizzling."
Yo, what? I do not remember that.
I don't remember that
Look
one.
it up.
But
Look it up. Look it up. They were like,
I
"Hey, don't touch me. I'm sizzling." And then Michael Beasley was like, "He's sizzling," and then he just ran off the frame. It was funny as fuck.
Yo.
But
oh
yeah,
my
man, it's
God,
like how you
nah.
said. The series is tied 2-2. Lakers and OKC play tonight after this
Sweep, yeah,
Detroit
sweep.
Pistons
We
and
ain't gonna talk
Cavaliers
about
game.
that. That's a sweep.
That series is once again. It's like we'd just be bragging about how good the fucking Thunder are at this point because they're about to be undefeated.
Still playing with no J-Dub.
And they're playing with no J-Dub. They could potentially finish off this series tonight. They are going to be playing in L.A., so that game will be beginning at 10:30. Currently, Detroit Pistons and Cavs game. Pretty close, first quarter. Let's see what happens there. Detroit leads that series 2-1. So the Knicks are waiting. The Knicks are just sitting back in their penthouses, fucking chilling, just waiting on whoever wins the series.
It's bittersweet, you know. They could be waiting and cool off, or they could be waiting and come back and just be as hot. So it can go either way, honestly.
Valid point, brother. Valid.
Good old rest versus
But right
rest.
now, let's
facts.
let's get into the UFC 328 out in New Jersey. What
Yes,
a card,
sir.
man! What a card.
Jersey.
Khamzat Chimaev versus Sean Strickland for the middleweight championship belt, and Sean Strickland shocks the world to become a two-time middleweight champion. The fight ended it went all 5 rounds. So Chimaev went the distance, and that's been the question with Chimaev. It has been, can he go 5 rounds against top contenders? He usually always finishes his opponents early because he just attacks. But Sean Strickland had a good game plan, good defense with the takedowns. The striking was on point, and yeah. So Khamzat, according to reports and rumors and articles, that he was struggling to make weight because he was potentially setting up to move up to the light heavyweight division, which is maxed out at 205. So he had to cut quite a bit of weight. He cut about 22 pounds within the last 48 hours, which is tough to do. And it just seemed like that weight cut really did do a big effect on him, where he couldn't be himself. He couldn't last all 5 rounds. He couldn't keep him down on and grapple with him down on the ground like how he normally does with all his other opponents. So hey, I think this fight kind of solidified Sean Strickland in the UFC Hall of Fame, man. 31-7, 2-time middleweight champion. He finally gave Chimaev his first loss, because Chimaev was a 15-1 or 15-0 before this. So
he's what is he from again? He's it's not Russian. He's
Chechnya.
Chechnya. That's right, Chechnya.
Chechnya. I've never heard of that place. Word.
You don't mess with them.
That's Eastern Europe.
Yeah. Somewhere in Europe, Russia, somewhere around there.
It's that's where you don't go.
Yeah,
that's where that is.
Yeah. Not unless you know Khamzat Chimaev, you don't walk into that place and think
if
you're gonna walk out.
If you know Khamzat Chimaev, then we need to question why you know him.
Yeah. Also another good point. Yeah.
20.
That
guy,
he's
to
still,
lose 22
still
pounds?
a scary guy. Yeah, that's
but to lose 22 pounds, like how dehydrated you have to be able to do that, and then to go into a fight. Low-key, bro had no chance. There's no way he had a chance after losing that much weight at once, bro. There's no way. Like, I'm sure bro was hallucinating, dehydrated, fatigued.
He said hallucinating.
When you're dehydrated, you start hallucinating.
But like, how fast did it take him? Was it 3 months,
think I read that it was like
shit?
No. I think I heard. Wait, you're talking about for him to lose the? Yeah, I think it was like within like 3 to 2 days prior to.
Damn.
Because he went into the training camp, or he went in
or something.
He was already gaining weight, and he was already prepping to move up to light heavyweight. So he wanted to sit there and move up to light heavyweight. Now that Alex Pereira vacated the title and moved up to heavyweight, so he wanted to go up, but it just it's a tough thing.
So my main question is, was it just that he was shitting a lot, or he was throwing up a lot?
What?
Who knows? However which way he fucking lost the weight, yeah, I don't know. But assuming that he did it the right way, yeah, just constant sweating, fucking working out, where it's just straight cardio. Which again,
you're gonna have to put that weight back on if you want to get a title again.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna move up. He already told Dana White, from the press conference that Dana White had after the fights, that he wants to move up to light heavyweight. He wants a challenge to get that light
I
heavyweight
would
belt.
too. If I just cut weight and lost my title, and then I would be like, yeah, I'm going back up. Fuck you mean? I just lost my
He never
title.
was at light heavyweight. He never was. That would be his first time there.
Oh,
But that's
I thought you
been
said
the
he had
problem
cut.
with Chimaev, is that he came in as welterweight. He was struggling to make that weight, and then he moved up to middleweight. That's where he had the most success when it comes to like just destroying his opponents. And then he wanted to move up, which he's not wrong for wanting to move up. But the problem is you wanted to move up with you already knowing that you're going to take a title fight to defend the middleweight championship. So that's the issue. But I guess no longer, right? Now he could just, gain his weight and stay around that 205. But shout out Sean Strickland, whether you love him or you hate him. He is a
Big
great
shout
fighter.
out Sean Strickland.
And let's see what's up next for
America.
Sean Strickland at America for the middleweight division. Now the co-main event. My God, Joshua Van. Beautiful performance, bro.
Facts.
Beautiful performance.
Yo,
what a knockout.
I was about to say, what a fucking knockout, dog.
I got the guy's name. I got the Japanese boy's name. Tatsuro Taira. I got it this time.
Taira.
I got it. Tatsuro Taira. Yeah, man. I mean, it started off. I would say Taira had a one good round, and that was the first round. After that, Joshua Van just started piecing him up. That quickness, that aggression, the combos that he was hitting him with, it was just, you could just tell by Taira's face. Everything around, from like right here to hairline, everything like below the center of your face was normal skin color, normal skin tone. Everything in the center was discolored. Because Joshua Van, with the precise hits that he was hitting him,
talking about purple,
bro, he was
like purple
and
it
almost looked purple, didn't it? It looked like it looked like a mix of red and purple, just center in his face.
Just like imagine, facts, literally, and it just swells up. So it just.
Bro. And getting constantly hit right in the same spot. And he was hitting him with combos. It was just
what
jabs.
Weight class was this?
This is the flyweight division, which is 125.
Oh, so they're naturally quicker. Like they're naturally like quick reflexes and okay. So with the Japanese guy, like, is he normally a good fighter, or like is he normally good defending his face?
Yeah.
Like why did he allow that to happen so consistently throughout the fight?
He was a contender. He was I don't know if, I think he was ranked third in the weight class. The problem is that there's levels to this shit. You know what I'm saying?
He's 18-2.
He's 18-2. Yeah, I mean he's at his run.
It's not bad.
Yeah. He's not bad, but I mean, to be fair, Joshua Van, he won that title off when Alexandre Pantoja tried to defend it, and within the first round, I think it was under 2 minutes, broke his arm.
Yeah.
He tried to do a kick, and then Van kind of caught the kick, lifted him up to try to flip him over, and he landed on his arm wrong, and he broke it. It seems like he's ready to go now. By the time they give Joshua Van his next defense, I think they should give him Pantoja the immediate rematch. I think Pantoja still right now, again, I don't know. I would still choose Pantoja if they were to face off again. And if they do, that'll be more towards the tail end of this year. Maybe around like August, September, around that time frame, maybe even October. And I could still see Pantoja winning that belt again. But that's left to be seen. I mean, I had him winning that fight when they initially were fighting until that happened. I was just like, oh, fuck. But, shout out to Joshua Van. Way to defend it, though. Way to defend it. Way to do your job, because that's what he went in there to do. He said he was going to piece him up, and he pieced him up and got the belt. Couple other good fights that were there. I mean, King Green, formerly known as Bobby Green, beats Jeremy Stevens via submission in the first round. I think that was like the best composed I've seen Bobby Green I'm sorry, King Green, in a very long time. He looked composed. He looked like he wanted to make a statement, and he won. Jeremy Stevens, I mean, he's a long run vet within the UFC and just mixed martial arts as a whole. So, um, he's had his runs. Um, Sean Brady versus Joaquin Buckley, and I'm just going over the main card here. Sean Brady, what a display against Joaquin Buckley. It
Yeah, I
it
missed
looked
that
like
fight.
yeah, it looks like Joaquin Buckley didn't belong in the ring with Sean Brady at all. Um, Sean Brady's won in unanimous decision
So
in
total
the so they went
annihilation
on.
is what we're talking.
Yeah.
Damn.
He got him to the ground a lot, and he was just grounding and pounding. But Joaquin Buckley was just doing that squirming and shit like that around, so they didn't call the fight a long time ago. So it went on 3. So shout out Sean Brady. That welterweight division is pretty stacked. So I'm excited to see what they do there. And then the one that came up right after that, before the title fights, was Alexander Volkov against Waldo Cortez Acosta. That fight was solid. I think Waldo. I think the height difference really got him. In my opinion, because that fight went all 3. It just allowed Volkov to piece him up a lot more with his length. No takedowns in that fight. Both guys are more strikers than anything. The control time was between the two of them was less than 5 seconds. So that goes to show you that shit was just a straight striking matchup. The leg kicks from Volkov too, that length, man. I mean, whenever you have that height disadvantage, it's tough. It's very tough. You gotta be very elusive to be able to do that. And in the heavyweight division, you don't really get that much. Um, the only one that I could really think of with elusiveness in the heavyweight class right now, off the top of my head, it will be Cyril Gahn and Tom Aspinall. Those are the only two, to me, that
I
got
like
it.
Cyril Gahn. I
Well,
remember last time I saw him fight over in front of in France. That was years ago, a
yeah,
while ago when they were in France, and that was fire. And dude, that's a big dude.
yeah.
Like
That's a
that.
massive man.
Yeah,
He's
dude's
6'4", 247. I mean, pure muscle too. He's a fucking tank.
yeah, he's pretty tall too.
Damn.
That's the biggest thing. To be tall and to be tall and like that, like swole. What is he like 226 to or 240 something like that?
247.
Okay, that is wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
fucking
a middle
insane.
linebacker right there.
Yeah, no, for real. But he'll be fighting in the next pay-per-view event, which will be
DC.
that freedom card. Yep, in the White House. He'll be fighting for the light or for the heavyweight interim belt
I was about to say
because
light
Tom
what?
Aspinall, huh?
Ain't light because you was about to say light.
I
I'm
know.
like light what?
I was about to say
Heavyweight
that. Yeah, no.
interim. What's
He's
that? Why is it interim?
well because Tom Aspinall was the champion, and then he had to be out
Vacated
for a
it.
little bit, so I don't know if did he vacate it or what? I thought it was
That's what I assumed it was. It wasn't vacated.
I
I
don't know if it was
assumed that was
vacated.
vacated.
I thought it was just like interim while he recovers. He could have vacated it. Either which way, Cyril
Oh, is
Gahn
that
will be
how that
fighting
works?
against. Well, I think it really depends. Depends on how long the
Okay.
person's going to be out for. But he's going to be fighting Alex Pereira, Powhatan. So he went and vacated. He vacated the light heavyweight championship belt to move up to heavyweight. And let me tell you this: he hasn't been in the UFC long. That's number one. Number two, if he wins this fight, he will be a 3 division champion in such a short period of time.
Damn.
That stamps you. These are the type of things that stamps you. These are the type of things that get you in big money fights. And that's why Conor McGregor was so successful. Whether you love him or you hate him, or whether you think he was one of the greats or not, but the fact that he moved up in different weight classes, he's won belts. This is what stamps you in UFC history and within the legacy of fighters and in that weight class, because you win, you consistently win, you defend, you're willing to take on fights with whoever it is that's that they give you, and that I think that he checks all the boxes out when it comes to that. So I'm excited to see that card. That card has actually got put together pretty well. I have my thoughts on whatever. on how they're doing it and where they're doing it and stuff like that. But that's neither here nor there. Yeah. But yeah, man. Shout out Sean Strickland. Shout out Joshua Van. Shout out all the winners. I wish that card had a lot more knockouts than what it really did. But hey, we'll take them when we get them.
Facts. But yeah, that's about all what we have, man. Not much going on in baseball. I mean, if you're a hockey fan, we don't really know much about hockey right now, enough to really educate y'all on that.
We're not hockey men.
We're not hockey men. Yeah. And
I don't know shit about hockey.
You can talk about UFL. I'll be honest with you, I don't know much about the UFL right now. It's just not as interesting enough for me to talk about spring football. So yeah, we just not there. But I mean, as far as the playoffs, man, it is exciting. We can't wait to keep being here with you guys, and ideally letting you guys know all the facts. Honestly, it's gonna be exciting. This playoff, Knicks is gonna hopefully make their first finals run. That'd be good. Hopefully, we'll see. Or Detroit might just upset them like the Pacers did. And or if not Detroit, maybe Cleveland might upset them and go to the finals, which, I mean, that'd be crazy for either team because neither one of those teams have been to the finals in a while. More so the Detroit Pistons over the Cavs. Obviously, we know LeBron's taking them there. But yeah, man, playoffs is exciting. I'm excited to see what is going to be next. I feel like Timberwolves might make an upset. I ain't going to lie. I'm calling it.
Oh, but that's a bold take, but hey, I'm not mad at it. I'm all about bold takes, so I'm not mad at it.
I genuinely just hope that doesn't happen. I genuinely hope that doesn't happen. I want to see OKC versus the Spurs, bro.
I think,
we see what Minnesota versus OKC looks like last year. I'll pass.
Facts. It look good. Facts.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know. By the time we record next week, will it already be the conference finals? I don't think so.
Well, no, because I know the Knicks, the earliest game they play would be Sunday, so that'd probably be the same thing for OKC. Either if not Sunday, then maybe Monday for them. Assuming if they don't play on the same day.
Well, no, the conference finals. The reason why I ask is because we're still running that giveaway, and you still have a shot. You still have a shot.
Oh, fair point.
You still have a shot to join this giveaway. Make sure you follow the posts. You follow the rules that are on those posts. Like, comment, share, tag us, whatever it is that it says on there. Make sure so you can win.
Hey, if you don't want to win, you don't want to win.
There you go.
But I know y'all want to win.
Hey,
so just do it.
Armani was gonna hand deliver it to you and put it on. He was gonna even tie the fucking short straps.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah,
that's something you can't pass up.
I didn't know you were getting a white glove service.
Yeah, personally.
No matter where you're at,
up in Uber Black and all, man, and the tux. You know what I'm saying? Michael Jordan socks. The scrunch socks and shit. The shoes, the loafers. Come on, man.
You said Michael Jordan?
He said Michael Jackson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was gonna come looking all spiffy.
I'm like, you're describing Michael Jackson more than you are Michael Jordan. What's going on here?
Yeah. Nah, we ain't wearing no sparkles though. No sparkles. White gloves. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, give me a pair of those. Hee.
You like hee-hees. Anyways.
With that,
bitch.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, wait. We forgot another thing. Make sure.
That's all, folks. Just kidding.
Make sure that you go and you shop at Dubby to get 10% off your first order. Your first order. Not your second. Not your third. Not your fourth. Not even your 10th, 11th, or 12th. Your first. 10% off LAKPOD 10 at checkout. Enjoy it. Tag us if you do order it, just so you can show some love. But yeah, man, as we always send you guys off. Same time next week, same place. We love you.
Peace.